to the latest edition of the Art of Healing's Get Up and Go show. My name is Anne Marie Morales, and I am your host. I am an intuitive energy healer as well as an artist. And today I am interviewing someone I have really never met before. Her name is Danielle Tonossi. Danielle is an artist, a woman who lives her life with the passion and spirit of life that I admire. So I look forward to getting to know Danielle, and I hope you enjoy getting to know her as well. So without further ado, welcome, and this is Anne Marie with the Art of Healing, and I have with me today Miss Danielle Tonossi. Welcome, Danielle.
Welcome, Anne-Marie. Thank you so much for inviting me out of the blue.
Oh, it's not out of the blue. It comes from the spirit. And I tell you, I want to get to know you because I am enthralled by your art. As you may or may not know, I'm an artist as well.
Yes, I know you, and you teach.
I do. I
yes,
teach.
Yes.
So, but first, before we talk about me, let's talk about you. Tell me who you are, where you live. Tell me a little bit about you.
Oh my gosh. Maybe the question is, how long do we have together? Just that I know what I do choose.
It's spirit driven. So you just do what you want to do.
Okay. Yes. So my ID, my passport says Danielle Tonossi. Mm-hmm. Now I received many years ago a name that I really love, which is in Sanskrit, which means it's Prem and Parimal. So Parimal means fragrance and Prem means love. So fragrance of love. So beautiful. I am now kind of really asking that name to inspire me. And when I paint, just to say in between, when I paint, I don't sign my name anymore, my ID name, but Prem. So I just enjoy this because when people read and see my painting, what they read love.
Oh.
So,
isn't that gorgeous? Now,
and it's quick to write also when you sign.
Well, yes. For those of us who are American, you have an accent. So please tell us where you were born and where you live now.
Yes, it's for sure. I have an accent. It's French. So I am Swiss from the French-speaking part, but I've been traveling around for over 25 years, and I just came back from Canada. I was living in West Canada for 22 years in the Kootenays in BC. Well, 10 years on Vancouver Island, which I really love, and then in the Kootenays, which is on the mainland in BC. And last year, now it's about a year, I heard the call and the nudge, go back to where you were born, which is now in the Alps, as I said already, in the French-speaking part. And it has been a big change because I forgot how it works here. I was living before in a very wild area in the forest, uphill, and my next, well, shall I say neighbors, yes, were animals, cougars, wolves, bears, deers, and so on. And that was very, very important for me because I really had a lot of memories with animals. I did connect with them, and then I started to paint with them, and then they started to inspire me, and then I wrote, because I wrote also some books, but that was before, but I just had to leave that. So that was Canada. And when I came back, well, I started again, but in a new way, with the experience and the richness of Canada. I was missing, you know what, Anne-Marie, I was missing in a way my family and my friends, and I can say now, the European culture, strange enough. And French speaking, you know, like getting up in the morning and being able to speak right, I'm going to say from the heart, because the emotional language, at least it's my experience, it's the mother language, right? I don't know how it was for you, because in Malta, were you speaking just the same way than when you speak where you are now?
I was born in the United States.
Oh, you were born in United States.
I
Okay.
was, mm, my parents didn't start speaking to me in Maltese until I was 5, and I asked them.
See?
I had a kindergarten classmate that spoke Greek,
Ah,
and the Greeks are so tied with their cultures. So she was
yes,
always speaking Greek to her mother, and I
yes,
told my mother, I said, "Mom, why didn't you speak to me in Maltese?" And she says,
yes.
"Oh, I didn't know you wanted to." And I was
See?
like, "Well, sure." So we used to go for 2 or 3 months in the summertime back to Malta, and that year I picked it up, and then I did my ninth grade year, first year in high school in Malta, and that's where I learned French. That's where I began. So I went to a uh, convent school, and I can say the Hail Mary perfectly in French.
We'll check another time.
We'll check it another time, but yeah, I have little bits and pieces that come through. So
Yes, yes. So you know, so you understand what I mean when I say that in a certain language we express something different.
oh, absolutely.
So
I told my students, I said, you know how angry I am about what language comes out of my mouth at the time?
is it? Yeah.
The- if I'm like a little bit upset, it's English. If I'm a little bit more upset, it's Spanish. If I'm a little bit more upset, it's Italian. And then if I'm full on upset, it comes Maltese straight from straight
Oh my
down.
gosh. So you have the choice, right? It's your barometer of emotional barometer. So for me, you know, still sometimes I am looking for some words and they come in English. But what I want to say through that big jump, a new part, some new facets of me emerged. And I started to express myself differently, having new ideas, and I started also to get back to my familiar clientele because I have been my own boss, so to say, my entrepreneur since, well, let's say about 85. I was teaching workshops, Reiki, crystals, bar remedies, guided meditation, hot stones massage, and so on and so on. So I was my own boss, but when I arrived there in Canada, it was pretty difficult. So I still had my clientele, which were, it's more than clientele. They became really friends, you know, because we were sharing in a very intimate way, and there was no codependency, just a heart to heart. So I started to offer soul portrait, which is very intimate, or let's say, if, only when people ask, of course, guided, no, total animal, and I started to paint that, and I was so attuned there because Canada was nurturing this facet of mine and memories, of course, you know, First
Oh,
Nation and so on. I felt home.
oh, beautiful.
So now I am just kind of discovering another facets of myself. And I mean, I am not the youngest, I am over 70s, but oh
Oh,
my gosh, my heart is so happy.
well, that's the whole point of this. This is
Yeah.
why I made the show. This is why I was drawn to you, because I just see that from your artwork, you are so spiritually connected. It is just an extension of your soul. And I would really, really love to hear about, and I didn't know you were a healer. I didn't know you did any of that other thing. So talk to me about your inspiration and the creation of your artwork, because I'm seeing it behind you. And is that a totem painting? I
That is my bridge from Canada to here. Yes, it's really Canada for me. I have even put some, I don't know if you see what, I even put some little crystal that I picked up there and was gluing them on the painting.
Oh, that's
But
beautiful.
that is my beautiful dog. I don't know if you see, that is my beautiful
Yes.
dog that passed away. Well, she went in the beyond just a couple of months before I left because I wouldn't leave before she would go her way.
Yeah.
So that's my Canada Rainbow Bridge in
Oh,
painting.
Gorgeous, gorgeous.
Thank you, Anne-Marie. Yes, so how did I get inspired? I mean, I have always been inspired, but before it was more in writing, like plants would talk, and or Crystal would talk, and I wrote some books about them. It was I didn't use the word channel at that time, but it was really guided. So, and now I always wanted to paint, and I started. So yes, when I paint, as you said, it's really the soul expressing itself. But for me, colors are like a prayer. When I have my canvas, it's like a temple. But I don't know what will come. I'm then being guided. And I would like to show you something, Anne-Marie, since you are talking about inspiration and painting, because you know what it means. You are yourself an artist, right? One day, while I was living on Vancouver Island, it was about 9 o'clock in the evening, and usually I don't paint at that time because the light is not so good. But then I felt kind of a nudge here, you know, the hair, and then go to your easel and start something. And then when it's like this, I am always open. I listen and I thought, well, the light is not so good, but if I feel a nudge, I go. I want to show you what came up, because you said if you can have some painting ready. So I don't have the painting because many have been sold, right? But I have I have a print of it. I don't know if you will see enough.
Oh, yes, I do.
That happened in an hour or so. I found myself using charcoal, foam, and just being totally there. And then when I stopped, I have goosebumps when I'm thinking of it, you know. When I stopped and I looked from further, I started to cry. And well, not much to say, right? It's the shred of Torino, the Saint-Suaire.
Yeah.
And that painting, I thought I'm going to keep it. And then one day, because I was always linked with, you might know Gina Lake,
Yes.
who wrote a lot. Yes, she saw that, because I always had a connection with her. She was also my mentor when I went through big changes, relationships, and so on. At that time, she was offering also channeling and also astro. She was a coach, but a spiritual coach. So she knew about that painting, and now my painting is there when I do the Christ transmission on Sunday. So in Sedona. So, you know, why I say that is I have learned to listen and be receptive to what I call the call beyond whatever, you know, my limitation, or am I able, or what's going to happen, just trusting. And so when that was completed, later on, I had a chance to be on Salt Spring Island and have the retreat with Tina, the very first one. And I did some postcard of it. And then I dare just to say, look, I'd like to share that card, that picture of Jesus. And then further on, some more picture came up.
Well, you know,
but this one is just like in trance.
When you pulled it up, I recognized it. I'd seen it before. I just didn't know where I'd seen it.
Well, it's how do you call it? The shroud of
Mm-hmm.
So it's well known, right?
It's very well known.
But I think that came stronger because I was, you know, now in much more deepened in the Course of Miracles.
Yes.
So it was like the antenna was already erected and my heart open, right?
Oh, yeah. I'm speechless. I have nothing to say. That is the most beautiful thing. Now in your life, what is bringing you the greatest joy?
Sharing different tools that are supporting people in empowering people to be in touch with their own consciousness, being aware of their own richness. So it's through painting, because I offer, little workshops where people are going to paint their own shaman or the priestess within, or my body as a temple, that kind of thing. That has always been in the center of my life. But now here newly, I was not offering painting workshops before, but now I am. And
Oh, and
yesterday,
yes.
because you said my biggest joy, yesterday all of a sudden I had also a nudge again. Because I told you that I channel also, well, at that time, flowers, plants, crystals, and so on. And I remembered, a book that I wrote that was about the bark remedies. And why I am sharing this is because already at that time, I knew that everything is vibration. And when we connect with a specific frequency of vibration, we don't really need the matter, because it is being expressed through vibration. So when I was writing about those bar flowers through guided meditation, people were writing me, look, you know what? I didn't need to take the bottle and the drops of the bar remedies. Just by tuning in through the meditation, the words that the flowers was giving you and that you wrote down, an harmonization is happening. So my biggest joy right now, since yesterday, is that I started to put on Facebook every day. It's just like I tune in what's it in the planet right now, and I choose again one of those meditation. I put it on my Facebook page,
Oh.
and it makes me happy like a child, And I get already some feedback that people are touched and that they are hard, because it's a difficult time right now, right?
It is.
So I am being guided which one, like the very first one is Star of Bethlehem, which is really about healing that very deep hurt, which is not only our own, but the collective. And yesterday was Walnut, which is be clear, be able, to be clear about your boundaries, that your both brain hemisphere can connect without being disturbed by all that, what's going on, and the medias and so on. Yeah. So I've been more into that, because sometimes for painting, I have been painting also, but a bit less, because right now it's again lots of writing. Did I answer your question? I think much enough.
Yeah.
But enough is not English. But
You're doing great. I mean, I found that you said sharing, when you share, it brings you joy. I mean, I am honored to be a part of that by allowing you to share your beauty and spirit with many, many, many more people, I hope. Uh, I don't know if you noticed, but I've been patting my eyes because
yes, I have seen when I was showing you.
just a bit
My good thing is that I don't have any makeup, so I can't.
yeah.
That's what you are, right? You are sharing also a lot. You're channeling the light language.
Yeah. I was feeling some coming through while
Now,
you were speaking.
would you mind?
No,
I
no.
think that would be beautiful.
Thank you. Kia se chia te korohota. Mara etia ka heteri wia turukutu shanari kia. Mara etere kia umade tere ke hatare hisho turukutu. Aso shahati arukutu. Mininia ora te te kia ososho. Sene mara ke te heti ara arakete hete. Mara oya. Mara ete shiotiarea kataria tutatarakete hetu shotutoromo. Mohu ma uye watia wasu hakutaya tusho tutarabakia hosu. Ka tutara hetu masu shohututorikaya tuturama. Mara eso shotorekema ti hatarake hoaye tuturuhu. Kama heturu uyatosu. Kara hetusu uya kaharamaka. Merituhu, merituhu, merituhu katu.
Oh, I am having wet eyes now. Also, oh my
Danielle,
God.
what I felt was that was gratitude, gratitude, gratitude from spirit, from spirit saying, thank you for all this, not just for me, for you, for this whole
Mhm.
environment where we bring the vibration of the planet to our highest joy, our highest incarnate joy. Woo, beautiful, beautiful. So let us move through this beautiful emotion. And I want you to show me your mug. Yes, indeed. This is my thing. We have to show our mugs. I'll let you. Mine says journey,
Journey.
and it's the footprints. Oh, and I just saw an orb. So we have spirit here. Woohoo! Uh-huh. Yeah, I saw a nice little flicker go this way. I asked them to show up. Tell me, sweetheart.
See, that is, I always like those porcelain. And I think you call it china, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I have an hibiscus flower. And I have many cups which have the shape of a flower. That's, again, for me, it's, I guess, my symbiosis with the flowers, with the plant, with all those kingdoms. So this is mine. And every morning I just enjoy. And I got this one for my birthday.
Oh.
Last year. So my friends know that I love flowers mugs. And this comes from Canada. They found it in Canada.
Oh, gorgeous.
So
Gorgeous.
she moved with me with my big container when I arrived here.
And what do you have inside your beverage today?
I have some vervain tea.
What kind of tea?
Vervain.
Vervain.
Tea.
Beautiful.
Yes. I drink a lot of vervain tea. And what about you?
Well, I have water with me because I always am drinking water. But I love to put lemon or lime and just a pinch of ultra fine baking soda.
Okay.
It adds just a little bit of buffering to it, and it absorbs in the body a lot better. It's just something I enjoy drinking.
That's what I drink in the morning, but without baking soda. Tea, well, water with ginger, lemon, hot water.
Yes.
Yes.
That's.
Can I show you something else just for the fun?
Tell me. Woo! Oh,
Can you see?
I can. It's gorgeous.
Last Easter.
Simpatico. Simpatico. What a beautiful face. Last Easter you made that?
Yeah, yes, they are all mine. Yes, so I am listening to your questions.
You're listening to my questions. Well, I think we've covered all that I really want to. Is there anything else you wish to share with people, especially during this time of, shall we say, restriction?
Yes.
We're under. Is there any message that you want to tell all of us? You are a rich, wise soul. So please share anything you wish with us.
Yes, we know there is a confinement. And Marie, yes. But I was telling some of my friends, when we close the eyes, confinement doesn't exist. And I was inviting also just to connect again with the inner flame. That candle is always burning. So everybody has got that. And also that more than ever, it's very, very precious to take care and appreciate our soul family and our bodily family.
Yes.
Yeah. Biological family. Yeah. And share, just share. Share. The more we share, the more we receive.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Thank you, Danielle.
So, Anne-Marie.
What a blessing, what a joy, what an honor it has been to see your beautiful face in person. Well, kind of in person, not in person.
There we go.
And I'm in New York, so it can't be in person. But in these times, if not in the astral realm, at least on this platform, we're able to meet as two souls. And I'm still wiping tears from my face because it's so great. Merci, merci beaucoup.
Merci de tout cœur, Anne-Marie. Many, many blessings and lots of joy and fun with your new activities, sharing the platform with creative people and just people that have something to share.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. And where can people look for your work and seek you?
Well, I have a website, which is my name, www.danielletonossi.com.
Okay.
Yes.
Fantastic. And that website will be on the in the links below this video. And thank you everyone for joining me, for spending time. I appreciate all of you, and like, share, and subscribe. And thank you again, and onward. And thank you for the Get Up and Go show.
So it means it's already on YouTube.
Oui.
Oh, so congratulations. Great.
Thank you.
Thank you, Anne-Marie. Many blessings.
Oh, thank you, sweetheart.